people who are not Vaishnavas, typically in this month, they look forward to Kartik because you can even do your Karmakand ceremonies and all that, and you will get amazing results from it. This month is such an amazing month to do. It says even reading 1 or 2 lines of the Lord's pastimes, or even just hearing a few classes or something like that, gives so much benefit. And chanting the Lord's holy names gives so much extra benefit in this month. So it's really nice. Devotees are having Damodar satsangs. We had one yesterday at Dedra family's house. It was very, very nice. So a round of applause for that. So devotees, please book in your Damodar programs quickly because the slots are going. And then everyone will rush to have it in the last week, and we'll have 7 Damodar programs in a week. So take advantage of this month. It's very, very important. So this month is very special because of Damodar. And you can see the lovely picture of Yashoda Mata binding Damodarji on the altar. And those of you might think, how is it that in Sanatana Dharma we have the Lord as even a baby? Whereas in other religions you never hear about this. Have you ever heard of, in Christianity, that God was a baby, anything like that? You never heard it. But the Lord is so wonderful, He can appear as a baby. When you see here when Arya and the other children are crawling around in the temple room, is anyone paying attention to the kirtan or the class or any point? No, everyone's intently looking at the child. So do you think it was any different when Krishna was here? He's the most beautiful child, the most perfectly beautiful child. It said when Lord Krishna in Vrindavan Champu, it says when Krishna was born, he looked like blue camphor. His color was so amazing. Yashoda Mata was looking and he looked peerlessly blue. And when she fed him for the first time, she thought milk had actually dropped onto his chest, and she was trying to rub it off, and the milk mark wouldn't come off. But it actually was the line of Srivatsa, which basically shows Lakshmi Devi on his chest. And one of the gopis said, no, that's his wife's chin. That's his wife's mark on his chest. So Krishna is so beautiful. When he was born, he actually closed his hands. The reason is, if you know, Lord Krishna's body has certain markings on it so that you know this is the Lord. Otherwise, you've seen many YouTube videos where people paint their child blue. You must have seen these. And they give them a flute and they wander around, swinging the flute around and stuff. Anyone could claim their child is the Supreme Lord, but the Lord has certain markings. So on his hand, he'll have certain markings. On his feet, he'll have certain markings. And there's not just a few of them. On his feet, he's got like Sudarshan Chakra, umbrella, goad, so many things. So when Krishna was born, he actually closed his hands so that Mother Yashoda wouldn't see these symbols and get freaked out. Like, oh my God, there's something on my baby. So he was lying there with his hands closed like that. So this Damodar month is very, very wonderful because this pastime of Damodar Leela actually happened on Diwali. So our acharyas say that this happened on Diwali, this wonderful Leela and pastime. And it's said that Lord Vishnu is full of Aishwarya, of opulence, whereas Lord Krishna in Vrindavan is full of sweetness, Madhurya. And he said Krishna has 4 gun, 4 qualities which Lord Vishnu doesn't have. So the first one is Rupa Madhuri, which means he's more beautiful even than Lord Vishnu. If you see the Lord Vishnu himself, he is incredibly beautiful. It's said that when Lord Ram was walking down the streets in Janakpuri, and Sita Mata was seeing all the different people coming for her Swayamvar, she was watching them come, and her friends would come and report, and they would say, this person looks very strong, but he's not very beautiful. And then they see the next prince, what does the next one look like? Oh, this person is very beautiful, but he looks a bit of a weakling. And when Lord Ram came down, they came there and they were giving Sita Mata garlands and pearls and everything. He goes, we've just seen someone that looks as beautiful as Lord Vishnu, but as strong as Lord Vishnu as well. So he's saying the Lord's not only beautiful and handsome, but he's so strong and powerful. So the Lord himself, Lord Vishnu, is very, very beautiful, but Krishna is even more beautiful than that. And if you've seen Balaji, who's seen the deity of taken darshan of the deity of Balaji? Some people must have. Very beautifully decorated with golden ornaments, very lavishly decorated. That's Lord Vishnu. He wears golden crown on his head. What's Lord Krishna decorated with? Does anyone know? Peacock feather. What else? Forest flowers, forest flower garlands. You would think the person decorated with gold would look more beautiful, but actually Krishna looks so beautiful with these flowers. Srila Prabhupada describes him as looking like a theatrical actor about to go on stage. That's how he looks, with so many beautiful flowers and everything. So handsome. So Rupa Madhuri, he's more beautiful than even Lord Vishnu. Next, Venu Madhuri. The Lord carries a flute. Have you ever seen Lord Narayan playing a flute? No. In his hands, disc, conch, lotus club, no flute. So Krishna in Vrindavan plays his flute. Krishna was saying when he came as Lord Ram, he was carrying his bow and killing so many demons in the forest. And he said, I still roam the forest now, but I carry my flute. And instead of killing the demons, I kill the devotees in ecstasy. From hearing my flute, they swoon because the Lord's flute music is so beautiful. So Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Leela Madhuri. Lord Krishna's Leelas are so wonderful. We're going to describe the wonderful Leelas Lord Krishna does. Today we're looking at the Bal Leela. Isn't the Lord's pastime as baby and calling around are so, so beautiful. It captures the heart. It really does. You never heard of Lord Vishnu coming as a baby? Can you imagine baby Lord Vishnu with 4 arms? His mother would be scared, thinking, oh my God, my child. He's got 4 arms and carrying a disc and club and everything. So the last one is Prema Madhuri. The Lord is actually, his pastimes is full of love. That's the main important thing. The people that lived in Vrindavan loved Lord Krishna like anything. And they didn't love him because of his opulence. In Vaikuntha, they love Lord Vishnu because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's a source of all sources. In Vrindavan, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them who Krishna is. They just love him. In these days, if you see many of the rich and powerful people in the world, the celebrities and all that, what's the one thing they say they wish they had? Genuine people that love them in their life. Because they say, I don't know if someone loves me because of my money, because of my fame, because of my influence. Would they love me without all of these things? Would you want someone just to love you because of your wealth? I don't know, some people might say, yes, I can get someone very nice as my wife. Why would you want that? Why would you want someone just to love you for your wealth? Or just to love you because of your influence, because of your power? These are not nice things. You want them to love you because of you. So Prema Madhuri, in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is loved just because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Imagine if you told Yashoda Mata, your son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, Krishna, come and eat now. So thank you very much. Okay, yeah, come and eat. It said actually, when Lord Krishna was small, Yashoda Mata was holding him and she was about to feed him and he yawned. And as he yawned, she looked inside and she saw all the universes. Just as he was yawning. So it happened twice actually, Lord Krishna showed the universal in his mouth. Twice. The first time was an accident. Krishna accidentally yawned and Yashoda Mata saw all the universes. So Krishna quickly shut his mouth. And Yashoda Mata thought, what is this inside my child's mouth? I want to see what that is. And when he opened his mouth again, it was gone. So Krishna fulfilled the desire and that's why he ate dirt on purpose. Because he knew Yashoda Mata would say, show me inside your mouth. Because she had that desire. So Krishna in Vrindavan, all his Aishwarya, all of his opulence, he hides it. Because he doesn't need it there. There is about Prem. And what more wonderful relationship is there than a mother and the child? It's the most pure relationship. Because the mother doesn't expect anything from the child at all. But she just gives love. Is that not true, mothers? The father's looking here like, okay, hey. Mothers, do you think that's true? Do you expect anything from your children? Everyone's just like, I expect prashad. The program's running late. Okay, so yeah, typically I'll answer, yes, you don't. You don't expect anything from the child. So this is the most pure form of love. So Krishna as a child, when he would crawl around doing his activities, it would literally capture the hearts of everyone. And it said that Krishna, Yashoda Mata loved Lord Krishna the most. In the maternal way, Yashoda Mata's love is at the peak, the highest. And this is why Krishna became her child. And it said one day, this is on Diwali day, so Krishna is actually sleeping. So the pastime started with Krishna sleeping in another room. Now Yashoda Mata was churning some butter to make sweets for Lord Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, the chapter starts off with Yashoda Mata churning her own butter. So you may ask yourself, doesn't Yashoda Mata have loads of other dasis that can do this? She's the queen of Vrindavan. Would you ever think the Queen of England is going to cook her own food in the kitchen? Would you think she would do that? Well, obviously she's left the body now, so no. But when she was alive, you typically wouldn't expect her to be in the kitchen cooking her own breakfast. Someone else should do that. So why was Yashoda Mata churning the butter herself? Because she had heard from the cowherd ladies that Krishna was coming to the house to steal butter. Krishna is very, very small at this point. He can just about walk. So he's still going with his friends and stealing butter. So she's thinking, maybe Krishna's not eating enough at home. So instead of getting the other dasis to make the butter, she thinks, if I churn this butter, because I've got so much maternal love, more than anyone else, Krishna will be satisfied at home and won't go to steal. So doesn't this seem like a good reason? Yeah? What was the actual reason Krishna went to steal butter from the gopis' houses? Well, I'll tell you. When they would churn butter, they would be thinking, oh, I wish Krishna would come and steal my butter. But what can I do? I don't love Krishna as much as Yashoda Mata does. She loves him unlimitedly, but I still wish he would come. And they're churning the butter. And he said, do you know what instance Krishna decided to go to a gopi's house? This is what our acharyas have said. When two things happen, Krishna decides, okay, I'm going to go to this gopi's house. It's said, when the gopis' hearts were full of compassion, just like the butter is soft. So just like butter is soft, when their hearts are soft with compassion, and number two, their hearts are pure, just like the butter is white. When those two things happen, Krishna will come to their house and steal their butter. So you can see in our lives, are our hearts soft with compassion? Everyone? No. Are our hearts pure like butter? No, Anka butter maybe, or the Nakali butter from Bharat where they mix stuff in there. Maybe one of those, but not like Makka, no. So is Krishna going to come and steal our butter? Is he going to come and accept our offerings? Well, we don't know. But these are the qualifications that the gopis had to have so Krishna comes to their house. And as soon as that would happen, Krishna would go and steal their butter. And in fact, when they would come, they would see him eating and they would say, you're a thief. And Krishna would go, no, you're the thief. And he'd carry on eating. Why? Because Krishna owns everything. Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram. He's the owner of everything. So he said, these are my cows, this is my land, you're living here, and now I'm eating from my own cows. He goes, you're the thief. You know, little children, sometimes you say, you're the thief. They go, no, you're the thief. Like Gurangi's got this new thing that she says. She goes, she calls me Makka instead of Masar, and she goes, Makka, you're cheeky. She said to me, you're cheeky. I'm like, where do you learn this word from? But kids will just, let's say, the kids, sometimes you say something to them, they say it back to you. But Krishna means everything he says. So you can see this activity of Krishna going to steal the butter from the gopis' houses. He did it for a reason, because they wanted him to. And there's actually, Yashoda Mata decided, okay, maybe Krishna's not enjoying it because I'm not offering the best. So what she did is, Nanda Maharaj has got 900,000 cows. And there's 8 of them that are the best. And they're called Padmagandha cows. Yashoda Mata got the best grass and fed the cows. From that, she took that milk and was churning it into butter. Now you can see The way that you even should feed the cows is described very nicely here. In this country, they feed them all kinds of nonsense, and then they wonder, oh, why is the milk not pure? You know, all this kind of stuff. And it's funny, Pandit Maharaj, because he's got a Goshala, he actually fed the cows a whole bunch of bananas, and you ended up with banana milkshake. Honestly, it happened. He goes, we fed them loads of strawberries, ended up with strawberry milkshake. I was like, Maharaj, next time, get a load of chocolate, feed So you can see, Yashoda Mata fed the best grass to those Padmagandha cows. She had gotten that butter. It had taken a while. It wasn't just like, it's not like a vending machine where you just feed the cow and then the thing comes out. It takes a number of days. So she was working hard on this, thinking, I'm going to make it so that my lalla doesn't go to other houses to steal. So it's saying, as she's churning the butter, she's singing pastimes of Krishna, the activities that he does every day. And he said Yashoda Mata didn't have like a instrument people sitting there with the mardanga and the harmonium. She didn't have all of that. But when she was churning the actual butter and singing these pastimes, our acharyas say, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, her bangles thought she's singing and no one's playing percussion. So the bangles started to jingle in time with what Yashoda Mata was singing. So you can see everything in the spiritual world is alive. Here, everything is just like in a, like if this thing suddenly started moving, we'd all run out the room. Same with the mic stand or anything. Well, the mic stand tends to dip like that, so sometimes we think, oh my God, it's alive. But in the spiritual world, everything is alive. So, sorry, I don't know which point I got to then. Hadi? The bangles, yes. The bangles were jingling in time. And he said Krishna was sleeping in another room. And when he heard the bangles jingling, he woke up. And he said Krishna came into the room and he's rubbing his eyes and he was tired. And he saw Yashoda Mata churning the butter. And he actually went up to the churning rod and held on to it. And Yashoda Mata was impressed. She goes, wow, look how clever he is. He didn't come and grab hold of my sari or anything like that. He grabbed the churning rod to say, stop doing whatever you're doing. And Yashoda Mata got very happy. And then Krishna was hungry. So she had got this milk from these Padmagandha cows, very special cows. It was boiling on the actual stove because she's going to make sweets for Krishna. So when she picked up Krishna and started to feed him, Krishna actually said, I'm hungry. He was saying, I'm hungry, I want to eat. And Narad Muni is watching this. And he's seeing, he goes, Krishna is Atmaram. He doesn't even get hungry. Yet, he wants to drink Yashoda Mata's milk. Can you imagine this? The Atmaram means the Lord is totally self-satisfied. Meaning he doesn't need anything external to make him happy. Can you imagine if that was it for us? We're totally self-satisfied. You could just sit there and you would just be happy all the time. Obviously, that's not the case for us at all. We get hungry, want to go to sleep, do all this kind of stuff. So Krishna's fully self-satisfied. He doesn't get hungry. But he wanted to have Yashoda Mata's milk. So Yashoda Mata picked him up and started to feed him. And he said that as he was getting so happy drinking her milk, he was actually smiling. And Yashoda Mata, seeing him, she became so happy, and her milk became even sweeter. So this is wonderful exchanges going between Yashoda Mata and Krishna. And the milk, in the meantime, is alive. Like I said, everything in the spiritual world is alive. So it's on the stove, and it thinks, great, Yashoda Mata did all this effort to get us from these cows, selected these 8 Padmagandha cows, fed the best grass, milked it, did all this stuff, trying to make sweets. But we're never as going to be as sweet as Yashoda Mata's milk. So they goes, well, forget it. We might as well commit suicide. So they went to jump out of the into the fire. And as soon as Yashoda Mata saw this, she had an instant to think, what do I do? Do I carry on feeding Krishna? Or do I put him down and go and get the milk? So which one do you think would be the right thing for her to do? She's doing service already. She's giving Krishna the milk. Which one?
The reaction is go and stop the milk boiling over. That's natural reaction of everybody.
Yeah, but Yashoda Mata is perfect. So she can't do anything wrong, especially in regards to Krishna. So what was the right thing for her to do?
Save the milk because it's going to be given to Krishna.
Yes, because she thought, I've done all of this work so that Krishna doesn't go to other people's houses to steal. Remember, Yashoda Mata has Vatsalyabhav. What's part of being a parent? You want your child to become a good person. So she's thinking if Krishna's going around stealing other people's butter, he's going to get a bad name. So that he does that and so he can enjoy these sweets, she immediately puts Krishna down. Because she thinks, I can feed him anytime. But that milk I've specially got just to give him sweet. So she put Krishna down and quickly ran to the stove. So Krishna gets angry. And he actually bites his lip in anger. Because he's thinking, right, I was hungry, I was enjoying that, and you left. And Narad Muni's looking, thinking, the Lord's getting angry, this is amazing. Like, he's Atmaram, he's totally self-satisfied, he doesn't need the milk. But he's getting angry because Yashoda stopped feeding him. So Yashoda quickly picked up the thing, and while she's doing that, Krishna looks around, like she's looking around naughtily, and he picks up a stone and destroys the churning pot. That she was doing all that effort, all that parishram, he destroyed it. And he started to eat the butter from it. And then he got up, he realized, and you know like when children do something out of Josh, and then they suddenly realize, I'm going to get told off about this. He quickly realized and thought, I better skedaddle, I better get out. So he got up, and because when he runs, he's wearing ankle bells, Yashoda Mata can always hear where Krishna is. Because the ankle bell's going, ding, 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 so he quickly runs off. Yashoda Mata hears this sound like, what is that? That's Krishna's bells. And she sees, Krishna, you've broken the whole pot. But because this was a very big pot that she was churning, she was a little bit impressed. She thought, wow, look how strong my little boy is getting. He broke this such big pot. And then she thought, hold on a second, I need to correct him. Because if I don't correct him, he'll grow up to be bad. So she saw Krishna had walked through the yogurt on the floor. And because of that, she could see his little footprints going into the other room. So when she went into the other room, she saw Krishna on an upside down grinding mortar. And he was taking the makhan out and feeding all the monkeys. And it's actually said, this is where there's a lot of connections with Ram Leela in this. So in Ram Leela, the monkeys that Lord Ram didn't give a reward to. So there's so many monkeys in the monkey kingdom. We've heard, Vidya Prabhu gave a class, there were billions and billions of monkeys. The monkeys that Krishna didn't get to give a reward to, they incarnated in Vrindavan and Krishna fed them makhan. And it's actually said, when they would come, Krishna said, thank you for helping me in Ram Leela, this is your reward. And he would feed them. So all of these amazing monkeys were reincarnated then. It's said that the sages in the Dandakaranya forest that wanted to be with Lord Ram, when Lord Krishna said next incarnation, they came as gopis in Lord Krishna's incarnation. And it said there was a mountain, when Lord Ram was building the Setu across, the mountain couldn't get involved in that for some reason. That mountain incarnated as Govardhan Parvat in Krishna's incarnation. When I heard that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So there's so many instances of the connection between the two Leelas. There's one really nice story in regard to this. So at the time where Lord Ram was there, Narad Muni was going around and he saw one devotee. He was very, very busy. But Narad Muni thought, he's not chanting the Lord's holy name. So he went to see this devotee and he actually said to him, why don't you chant the Lord's name? He goes, I'm too busy. Have you heard this? Sometimes you tell people, why don't you chant? They go, I'm very busy, can't do. So this is not a new thing. Even back in Lord Ram's time, people were saying, they're too busy to chant. So Narad Muni said, well, what do you do in the morning? He goes, I'm busy with my work in the morning. He goes, what about in the evening? Oh, no, I'm busy with my family in the evening. And Narad Muni goes, okay, what about when you're showering then? Well, you wouldn't be showering, you'd be bathing. Or in the shower, or in the bathing room where they would take water and put it on themselves. He goes, I can't think of anything I'm doing then. Okay, I'll chant in when I'm actually bathing in the morning. So Narad Muni got happy and he actually left. And this person then the next day went, and as he was bathing, like Guru Maharaj used to do, those of you that know, with the bucket, you lift it up, bathing and say the Lord's name. So he was saying the name of Ram, And it so happened, Hanumanji was flying over at that point. And he heard someone very nicely saying the name of Lord Ram. He thought, let me go and see who's chanting my Lord's name. And when he went down, He went to the person's house and went inside and he thought, he doesn't look like he's in the house, but I can still hear it. He went and it was the washroom and he thought, this is not right. Wait till this person comes out. I'll give him a good hit. He goes, how dare he say the name of my Lord in the washroom? So the devotee comes out and he goes, oh, Hanumanji's here. First thing Hanumanji does, tar on his cheek. And he goes, oh God, didn't even get to say Pranam, Dandavat Pranam, and already got prasad. And he just went, sorry Hanumanji. Hanumanji goes, next time don't chant in the washroom. And the person was so intelligent, he thought, I'm not going to cause jagada between Narad Muni and Hanumanji. So he didn't say, Narad Muni told me to do it. He just said, okay, sorry, my mistake. I won't do that next time. So Hanumanji was very happy with himself. Flew all the way to Ayodhya. Went in to see Lord Ram. And Lord Ram was sitting there like this. And he went to the Lord and he said, Lord, why are you sitting like this? And Lord Ram moved his hand and there was a mark there of Hanumanji's fist. And he goes, my devotee was chanting my name purely and you hit him on the cheek. He goes, I took that. He goes, so there's a bruise here. And Hanumanji was so overwhelmed. He paid obeisance to the Lord. He said, I'm so sorry. And Lord Ram said, remember, there's no difference between me and my name. My holy name, he goes, that devotee was saying my names. And when you hit him, I took that blow. So you can see in this month of Karth, people say, well, why should we chant the holy names of the Lord? There is no difference. And look how amazing Lord Ram is. He took that on his own face when Hanumanji hit. So you can see in this month of Karthik, chanting the Lord's holy names is so important. People say, oh, why is it that you're chanting all the time? Lord Krishna says, Lord Vishnu says, Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hridayeshu va mad bhakti yatra gayanti tratta trishtami narada. That I am not living in Vaikunta. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hridayeshu va. I am not in the hearts of the yogis. He goes, where you're actually singing, it says gayanti. Where you're saying the holy names of the Lord, Krishna is there. And in this month of Karthik, when Krishna is already feeling so generous, when you sing the holy names of the Lord is here. Didn't everyone enjoy the kirtans today? Yeah. Very, very nice. The Lord is here. The Lord is there. The Lord is in his holy name. There is no difference. So in this month, it's very, very important to sing the holy names of the Lord. So, Yashoda Mata sees Krishna on top of this grinding mortar. So she picks up a stick. She doesn't actually intend to hit him, but she just wants to scare him a little bit. Krishna quickly gets down and starts running. And running. And he's saying Krishna, at that point, is not really wearing any clothes. So he's literally nangu prangu around Vrindavan. Can you imagine, like the Lord is running around naked as a little baby in Vrindavan. How cute is that? And he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's running, and it's a spectacle. So all like the demigods are all watching, Narad Muni is watching, and he's running, and Yashoda Mata is running from behind him. And he's laughing, thinking, God, all the demons run from Lord Krishna, or Lord Vishnu will kill him. Now he's scared of his mother with a little whipping stick. And he's running, looking behind, like, is she catching up? And he's running, and Yashoda Mata runs and catches him. And he said yogis who meditate on him in the heart can't catch him like this. But Yashoda Mata with pure love caught him. And when she catches him, you can see the thing there. Krishna looks very scared. He's breathing very, very rapidly. And his shark-shaped earrings are shaking like this. And Yashoda Mata realizes, God, if he gets too scared, he could run away from home. So she immediately throws away the stick. And then she starts to calm him down. And in the Damodar prayer, you hear him. He says, Mus chumbitam bimba. She's kissing his lotus face. He's kissing his face to say, it's okay, don't worry, it's okay. And then Krishna's obviously upset. And then she goes, okay, you've done enough mischief today. So she says, let me tie you to this grinding mortar. So she gets the ropes in the house. And bear in mind, Krishna is probably a little bit bigger than Arya. He's not very big, he's small. She gets the big ropes in her house and she begins to tie him. And every time she ties, it's always 2 fingers too short. And as she keeps tying, she's thinking, this is crazy. My child is so tiny. How come these ropes seem to never... And she keeps tying one rope to the other. And the Acharyas have spoken about this, you heard it many times. The two fingers is Yashoda Mata's effort and Krishna's mercy. Okay, so Yashoda Mata is making the effort because she wants to, when you say tie Krishna, it's with the ropes of love. It's not like she is trying to stop him from doing mischief, but it's ropes of love. You can't tie the Lord. So as she's tying, remember, I spoke earlier about Krishna showing the universe in his mouth. Does anyone here have a rope that can go around the universe? When Krishna was fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, well, he wasn't fighting, he was driving Arjun's chariot. And he was fighting Karan, Arjun was. And this is a very famous pastime. As he's fighting Karan, Arjun was always a bit jealous of Karan. Not because he was scared of him, because Arjun defeated Karan many, many times. Many times he had defeated him with so many of the other warriors. Arjun was unparalleled. But he didn't like that Krishna would praise Karan. Because he was a Pandav. Krishna knew that, nobody else did. So Arjun is sitting there on his rath, and Krishna's there at the front. And every time Karan shoots an arrow, it hits the chariot, and there's a small vibration. And Krishna's like, Vah, Karan, Vah. And Arjun looked at Krishna and was like, okay, he just played it off. Shot a few more arrows, Karan shoots another few, it hits the chariot, small vibration. He's like, Krishna's like, Vah, Karan. And Arjun goes to Krishna, whose side are you on? He goes, he's just giving a little vibration. I can blow his rath off the entire battlefield. And Krishna goes, do you know who's on your chariot? I'm sitting here, that's all the universe is inside me. Hanumanji's sitting at the top, and you're here, and still Karan can produce a slight vibration in it. He goes, his rath has just got him and his charioteer. He goes, he can cause this vibration. And Arjun said, I think it's better if you don't talk and we just carry on fighting. So you can see Lord Krishna has got all the universe in him. How can Yashoda Mata tie him? And it's said actually that Srimati Radharani actually first did this Damodar Leela where she tied Krishna. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember hearing in a class somewhere where it was in Golok Vrindavan that she tied him. And the last rope where they actually managed to tie Krishna was from Vrishabhanuji's house, and it's sent by Radharani because they were struggling. So she knew Radharani sent the rope. She's only little herself because they were going around, the word got around, they're trying to tie Krishna, they can't do it. Radharani put this little rope in there, and that's the rope. And the Lord saw that, he's like, okay. And he allowed himself to be tied. And it said actually, when Krishna was being tied originally, Yashoda Mata, he wanted to play. So his energy that it caused him to expand kept making his body expand. But as soon as he saw Yashoda Mata was tired and the flowers started to fall out of her hair, he made his own self very, very small. So even that smallest last rope that they got was able to go around. And he said, this is a lovely, lovely bit of the pastime, Yashoda Mata tied him up and left. Now Yashoda Mata has Vatsalya Bhav. She's motherly Bhav. Now that is higher than Sakya Bhav. So in spiritual world, you have Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And then Shant is below even Dasya. So Yashoda Mata tied up Krishna. Now Krishna is standing there in the courtyard. Yashoda Mata goes. And all of a sudden, Madhumangal, not our Madhumangal, but the real one, and Sridhama, Stoka Krishna, they come there and they see Krishna's tied up. And Krishna's like, hey, come and help me. And Madhumangal goes, no. Every time we go out, you all run away and I get caught, and you leave me to be caught. I'm not going to come and help you. It's good you're tied up. And Stoka Krishna and Sridhama go, and they try to untie Krishna. They're actually trying. But because Vatsalya Bhav is higher than Sakya, they couldn't untie the ropes. Because Yashoda Mata's Bhav is superior to theirs. So they're trying. They're like, Krishna, we can't do it. And so unsuccessfully they leave. And then Krishna just gets bored. And he's like, okay, I'm here now. And he actually looks and happens to see these two Yamal Arjun trees. Now these two trees were actually Nal Kuver and Manigriv. Now these are the two sons of Kuver. Now they had basically, originally, it said they were there for 100 celestial years. And they were actually they're demigods' children. So they were bathing in some lake naked with some other ladies they're associating with. And Narad Muni happened to walk by. And the ladies quickly covered themselves, but Nalkavir and Manigri, because they were drunk, they just stayed like that. And they didn't even respect Narad Muni as he came. And Narad Muni said to them and cursed them and said, because you like staying like this naked, you'll become trees in your next life. And they quickly got to their senses and repented before Narad Muni. Please, Narad Muni, please, we didn't mean to do this. We were inebriated. We don't know what we were doing. Narad Muni said, okay, that's fine. He goes, you'll become trees in Vrindavan and you'll be in Mother Yashoda's courtyard. And when Lord Krishna comes and knocks you down, that's when you'll actually be delivered. So when Krishna was tied up, he happened to look at these trees. And he said, Krishna had no interest in going to those trees. He didn't actually want to go and free them. Krishna was like, oh, I don't care, they offended my devotee. But because Narad Muni had said, Krishna will free you, he goes, so that my devotee's word doesn't become false, I'll go there and free them. Do you see this? They had the good fortune of being in Vrindavan, right in Yashoda Mata's courtyard. And Krishna didn't have any interest in freeing them. Only because the devotee of the Lord said it. Krishna said, to fulfill his words, I'll do it. So do you see, some people like to go to Lord Krishna directly. I want it to be just Lord Krishna and me. You know, it's like this wonderful romantic idea. Hello, there's loads of other personalities there. There's one thing which people say that is a nice thing about Vatsalya Bhava. It says, if that person who has Vatsalya, they should meditate on Yashoda Mata when she was churning that butter. You should meditate on her form. What she's wearing saffron sari, she's got flowers in her hair. If you meditate on Yashoda Mata's form like that, you will get a form like that in the spiritual world. You don't end up replacing Yashoda Mata. That's one thing the Acharyas have said. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to replace Yashoda Mata, then I'll be Krishna's mother. No, it doesn't work like that. Or even, I'm going to replace Radharani. Or I'm going to replace Sridham. No, those positions are already taken. They're already taken. You can be one of many, but you're not going to replace those people. So Krishna decided, because my devotee has said it, then I will do it. So don't even in your devotion think, I just come to the temple for the Lord. Someone said that once. And we were saying, oh, you should come to the temple. We'll be there when you're there so we can guide you. I don't come for you. I come for the Lord. And it's like, all right, great. But still, we'll be there to help you. You never forget, the Lord is the devotee of his devotees. It's said if you want bhakti, you don't approach Lord Krishna because Krishna doesn't have bhakti for himself, does he? Krishna's not a devotee of himself. He's a devotee of his devotees. So if you want bhakti, you approach Srimati Radharani because she is the topmost devotee of the Lord. She will give you bhakti. And it's said if you want to have prosperity amongst the devotees, you should meditate on Lord Krishna because he's a devotee of his devotees. So you will become a devotee of the devotees as well. So Krishna went and he's pulling this mortar, and as he goes through the trees, he has a little slight try to pull it a little bit harder, only very slight. And immediately there's an explosion type thing and the two trees go down. And these two really effulgent personalities come out. So beautiful, because they're the sons of Kuvir. And they pay obeisance to the Lord, say, thank you, Lord. Because of you, we got to take your darshan. We're going back to our homes now. We will always remember you. And I used to think this is really bizarre. They got darshan of baby Krishna. God, who wouldn't love to have that? They didn't say, thank you, now we're free. Can we stay and enjoy your pastimes? It's like, no, we're going home. See you later. So you have to realize getting darshan of the Lord is not enough. You have to have devotion to the Lord. Otherwise, darshan will be like, okay, Krishna, you look great, wonderful, I'm going home. That's basically what they did. Nice to see you, but we're heading off. Devotion means, Krishna, now that I see you, I don't ever want to let you go. So, Nalkavir and Manigriv went back, and it said, Nanda Maharaj and others heard this big sound of the trees falling. They thought, oh my God, Krishna might be in danger. Nanda Maharaj came, when he saw Krishna was tied to this mortar, very quickly he was able to untie the ropes. Why do you think that is? Why couldn't the Gopas do it, but Nanda Maharaj could? Why? Vatsalya Bhav. He's got Vatsalya Bhav just like Yashoda Mata have. Very easy for him to untie it. So Krishna always does this act. When he's killing some demon or something like that, he's not upset at all. But as soon as Yashoda Mata and Nandamar picked him up, he starts crying. Just to play it up a little bit. Like, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And this way, Krishna immediately starts crying, and they pick him up and be like, oh, it's okay, don't worry, don't worry. They take him inside and do lal pyar and everything to him. So this wonderful pastime happened on Diwali. So this time when we celebrate Diwali, remember, it's not just about Lord Ram coming home. This is the day the Lord did this beautiful Damodar Leela. So whenever we're singing this, realize it happened, and it's happening. It's not just it happened. The Lord's pastimes are always happening. So when you're thinking about it, it's happening just right then. So whenever you sing, whenever you're singing these prayers, just think it's happening right now. Yashoda's breaking the pot right now. Sorry, Baby Krishna's breaking the pot right now. Krishna's tied up right now. That way, you'll experience ecstatic love for the Lord. And the whole point is, this is the thing, learn to fall in love with Krishna. It's said, to fall in love with the Lord, you must approach the scriptures. Don't think you can just do it independently. So people say, oh, I love God. And he said, what do you know about him? Oh, well, he's in the clouds somewhere, big beard, you know, like chilling out, watching over everyone. No, you don't love God, because one, he doesn't even look like that. And two, he's not in the clouds. This is not a movie. You know, you have to have some knowledge about someone. It said Rukmani Mata, she fell in love with Krishna. Did she see him? No. What did she do? Narad Muni told her about his qualities. He said, Krishna's like this. He's so beautiful, so handsome, so powerful. And she thought, I have to be with this person. She hadn't even seen what he looked like. But by hearing about him, she fell in love. So do you think we need to hear about Lord Krishna? Yes. So how do you hear about them? By reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book. Read all of these things. Please, devotees. I'm not going to ask a poll of who reads regularly because it becomes very embarrassing. Everyone, please read Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. Those of you that tune in on Zoom, we get to read every day. Have your own personal reading as well, where you actually get to go in depth and read Srila Prabhupada's purports. Anyway, I'll finish now, and then we'll stand up for Aarti. Any questions or comments? Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay. However you want. Yeah, you can sing what no problem.
Okay, Hare Krishna will be doing Aarti soon. And part of the Aarti in Kartik is we'll do offering tea lights to Damodar. Okay, that's the focus. Vatsalya Bhav, you're all mothers of motherly bhav. Okay, so focus on there. Offer to all the lordships, but focus on rather Damodar up there. Okay, he's also there in little deity form, thanks to Anayan Manjari. So, if you please stand up. Can I have some volunteer? What are bring the children in here, please. It's okay, but they shouldn't miss. They should be brought in for the artists. Can we have someone please arrange that a couple of trays are brought? We have archman pots too, both sides. And no, they usually go in the kitchen. Are they? Okay. Table here, Lelia. In the table here. Gently help her. But the other is the main table. I don't know what this is. The other table is the main one.
Oh my God.
What I want, you see those? Take them out of the box.
You play well. Your package.
Okay, bring this and trays. Yeah, please. I think so.
Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Shri Prabhupada ki bajayo jayo gora chande arati ko shobha jayo gora chande arati ko shobha ki bajayo jayo gora chande arati ko shobha jayo jayo gora chande arati ko shobha dhana vitatavane Jagamanalobha
Janavitavani Jagamanalobha
Janavitavane Jagamanalobha
Janavitavani Jagamanalobha
Kivadake nentai chanda megadadhara
Dakhe nenitai san Bame gadadhara
Dakhe nentai chan Bame gadadhara
Dakhe nenitai san Bame gadadhara
Advaita Shrini Vaschatradhara
Nikate Advaita Shrini Vaschatradhara
Nikate Advaita Shrini Vaschatradhara
Nikate Advaita Shrini Vaschatradhara
Eva bose ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane
Base Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasani
Bose ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane
Base Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasani
Arati kore nam Brahma Adi Devagane
Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagani
Arati kore nam Brahma Adi Devagane
Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagani
Narari Adi Kori Chamar Dhulaya
Narari Adi Kori Chamar Dhulaya
Narari আদি করে চামার ডোলায়া
নারারে আদি করে চামর ঢুলায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষাদি গায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষাদি গায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায়
কিব শঙ্খা বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতালা
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতাল
মাধুরা মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসালা
মাধুরা মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসাল
মাধুরা মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসালা
মাধুরা মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসাল
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে মাধুর 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 বাজে
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর মধুর মাধুর বাজে
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে মাধুর 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 বাজে
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর মধুর মাধুর বাজে
গৌরঙ্গের আরতি কো শোভা জগ জন বানালোভা
গৌরাঙ্গের আরতি শোভা জগ জন মানালো
পতিত পাবন গৌর নিতাই ভজ 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 ভাই রে
পতিত পাবন গৌর নিতাই ভজ 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 ভাই
জয় গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই
জয় গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই
জয় গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই
জয় গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই
বহু কোটি চন্দ্র জিনে বাদন উজ্জ্বলা
বহু
কোটি
চন্দ্র জিনে বদন উজ্জ্বল
বহু কোটি চন্দ্র জিনে বাদন উজ্জ্বলা
বাহু কোটি চন্দ্র জিনি বদন উজ্জ্বল
মালা দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা
বল দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা
বল দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা
বল দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা
Narada Preme Gada Gada
Shiva Shuka Narada Preme Gada Gada
Kati Vinonda Dekhe Gaurar Sampada
Akati Vinoda Dekhi Gaurar Sampada
Akati Vinoda Dekhe Gaurar Sampada
Akati Vinoda Dekhi Gaurar Sampada
Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita
Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita
Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jai Gaurahari Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Nitai Gauranga Gaurahari Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jaya Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jaya Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jai Sachinandana Gaurahari
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Ho.
So we will now do Damodar Arati. I have a few song sheets here. Please share. And if you're able to put it up on the screen, it would be nice. If you're able to, there's nobody sitting there though. It'd be nice. But there are a few song sheets here. Others, please use your phones, okay? Ladies, please come this side. Take water on your hands and throw the water on the ground. That's called Archaman. Take a tea light, but in a holder, not a tea light by itself. Offer to the Lordship, especially the Damodar up there, and then hand over to somebody sitting here, and they'll take it off you and put it in the tray, okay? Hare Krishna.
Next time we'll do the other one. Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupa Lasat-kundalam Gokule Rajamanam Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupa Lasat-kundalam Gokule Vrajamano
Sharam Satchidananda Rupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Rajamanam
Jashoda Biyolokola Bhavamano Paramrishtamatanta Todruta Gopa
Yashoda Vyoloka Ladavamanam Paramrishtamadhyato Todruta Gopya
Jashoda Biyolokola Bhavamano Paramrishtamatanta Todruta Gopa
Yashoda Vyoloka Namamityamadhyato Taudutagopya
Namo Vishada
Haribo
Nandaropa Rasakandala Gokule Vrajamana
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupa Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Jahanam
Rudantamoho Netrajam Manbrijanta Karamboja Jugameno Satam Konetro
Damahur Netram Jugaman Mrijanta Karamboja Yugmena Satakanetra
Mushvasakamba Trirekanta Kanta Sritagema Kamodara
Kanta Kanta Sritagraiva Dhamodara
Mushvasakamba Trirekanta Kanta Sritagema Damodara Bhakti Bhakti
Skanditam Vrinam
O Namami Sharam Satchidanandaropa Rasakundala Gokule Vrajamana
Param Satchidanandarupa Rasakundala Gokule Vrajamana
O Namami Sharam Satchidanandaropa Rasakundala Gokule Vrajamana
Namami Param Satchidanandarupa Rasakundala Gokule Vrajamana
Iti Dikshulila Virananda Gonde Svagoshangi Marjanto Akyapayanto
Savalila Bhi Ananda Kunde Swagoshamani Majantam Akyapayantam
Dikshulila Virananda Gonde Svagoshangi Marjanto Akyapayanto
Savalila Bhi Ananda Kunde Swagoshamani Majantam Akyapayantam
Tadiyashita Geshu Bhaktai Nidharmo Puna Prematasta Sotavriti Vande Tadiyashita Geshu
Bhakti Chitavam Puna Prematastam Sataviti Bhande
Tadiyashita Geshu Bhaktai Nidharmo Puna Prematasta Sotavriti Vande
Bhakti Chitavam Puna Prematastam Sataviti Bhande
O Namo Vishadam Satchidanandaropa
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
ॐ नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षमोदीम्बा न चन्यवृणेऽहं वर्षादपीह देवमोक्षं न मोक्षमोदीम्बा न चन्यवृणेऽहं
वर्षदपीह
इदं ते वपुरनाथो गोपालबालो सदा मे मनोस्यावि हस्तं किमोनो
इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालं सदा ये मन्यास्यावीरास्तं किमन्ये
इदं ते वपुरनाथो गोपालबालो सदा मे मनोस्यावि हस्तं किमोनो
इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालं सदा ये मन्यास्यावीरास्तं किमन्ये
ॐ नमामि
हरि ओम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
ॐ नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
इदं ते मुखं भोजमातन्तनीलय ऋतं कुण्डले स्निग्धं रक्तेश्च गोपा
इदं ते मुखं भोजम् आत्यन्तनीले वृतं कुण्डले स्निग्धा रक्तश्च गोप्या
मुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बारक्तारं मे मनस्या विरास्तम् अलं लक्षलाभ
मुहुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बा राक्ताधरां मे मनस्या विरास्तम् अलं लक्षलाभे
मुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बारक्तारं मे मनस्या विरास्तम् अलं लक्षलाभ
मुहुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बा राक्ताधरां मे मनस्या विरास्तम् अलं लक्षलाभे
ॐ नमामि सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
ॐ नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
नमो देवो दामोदरानन्द विष्णु ससीद प्रभो दुःखो Jalabdimagna
Namo Deva Damodar Anant Vishnu Prasiddha Prabhu Dukha Jalabdimagnam
Kripa Drishti Vrestati Dinam Bhatanu Vihani Shamamagyam Ejaksidresha
Kripa Drishti Vreshyati Dinabhatanu Vihane Shamamajam Vidyasidresha
Kripa Drishti Vrestati Dinam Bhatanu Vihani Shamamagyam Ejaksidresha
Kripa Drishti Vreshyati Dinabhatanu Vihane Shamamajam Vidyasidresha
Namami Sharo
Hari 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 Bol
Daroba Tasakandala Gokole Vajamano O Namami Sharo Satchidanandaroba Tasakandala Gokole Vajamano
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupa Rasatkundalam Gokule Vrajamanam
Kuviratmajo Badamo Devoyada Vayamochito Bhakti Pajo Krito Jo
Viratmano Badha Mortyaiva Yadva Tvayamochito Bhakti Bhajaprakuto Cha
Tata Prema Bhakti Sagame Prayocho Namokshe Graho Meho Tiramodare Ho
Tata Prema Bhaktim Swakam Me Priyacha Namokshe Graho Me Sthitamodare
Tata Prema Bhakti Sagame Prayocho Namokshe Graho Meho Tiramodare Ho
Tata Prema
Swakame
Priyacha
Namokshe Graho Meho
Sthitamodare
O Namami Sharom Satchidanandaroba Tasakandalam Gokole Vajamano
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupa Rasatkundalam Gokule Vrajamanam
O Namami Sharom Satchidanandaroba Tasakandalam Gokole Vajamano
O Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupa Rasatkundalam Gokule Vrajamanam
Namaste Sudamne Sputadiptidamne Svadiyodarayato Vishvasadamne
Namaste Sudamne Sputadiptidamne Svadiyotarayata Vishvasya Dhamne
Namo Radhikai Tvadiyo Priya
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya
Namo Radhikai Tvadiyo Priya
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya
Namo Radhikai Tvadiyo Priya
Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Oh Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Oh 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 Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Oh 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 Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam.
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam.
Oh Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vajamana.
Oh Namami Swaram Satchidananda Rupa Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana.
Oh Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vajamana.
Oh Namami Swaram Satchidananda Rupa Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana.
Jayo Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe.
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 Jayo Gauranitoy
Gaura.
Gauranitoy Gauranitoy Jayo Gauranitoy.
Jayo Gaurang Nitai, Gaurang Nitai, Gaurang Nitai, Jayo Gaurang Nitai.
Jagannath Swami
Jai
Nayana
Maniba.
Patagami Nayana Patagami Baba Tume.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tume.
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra.
Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra.
Jayo Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan.
Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jayo Giri Govardhan.
Jayo Shri Madhusudan, Shri Madhusudan, Shri Madhusudan, Jayo Shri Madhusudan.
Jayo Shri Madhusudan, Shri Madhusudan, Shri Madhusudan, Jayo Shri Madhusudan.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Oh Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita 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 Ram Ram Ram. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Oh Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Oh Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Oh Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Titisha,
Oh
Titisha.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Sat Shri Srimadi's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Coventry Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Shri Sachidananda Nitai Chand ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhav Shri Radha Raman Lal ki Jai. Shri Mani Ma Shri Madhusan Shri Giri Raj ki Jai. Shri Damodar Bhagwan ki Jai. Shrimati Yashoda Maya ki Jai. Kartik Maas ki Jai. Prem se go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki Jai. Namacharya Hari Das Thakur ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai. Hari Nam Sankirtan Yagya ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution ki Jai. ISKCON Coventry Yatra ki Jai. ISKCON Worldwide Yatra ki Jai. Gaura Premanand Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So we have a list of names. I won't read them out today, but we want to remember all those personalities for Nrsingadev's blessings. So the 3 degrees here. The 3 degrees here can sing Nrsingadeva.
Namaste Narasingaya. Shira Tanka Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Pranav, can take this, please. Just take it out actually now. Okay. So those of you who are experiencing Damodarati for the first time, I hope you really. It's a really sweet month. This I love it. A few announcements here. But can I request very quietly, guys, very quietly start wrapping that up. We'll be serving prasadam very soon. Just a few announcements, but very quietly. Okay? On Friday is Ekadashi. So please refrain from grains and beans. And the week after is a very exciting one. The week after, right? Friday is Ekadashi. The week after it's Diwali. We have chosen Tuesday, and Wednesday is Govardhan Puja. Okay, Tuesday Diwali. There is Surya Graha solar eclipse partial on that day, but it's in the morning. Finishes at 12, so we are okay to have a program in the evening. Okay. Yeah, Tuesday evening we will have a program because eclipse will be over at noon. Okay, so don't worry about that. This is one of those festivals which is overlapping two solar days, and Tithi is overlapping 2 days. So some people are having Monday.
Yeah, go on.